Looking for the be-all and end-all of visiting Athens or Piraeus for the very first time on a cruise ship, and that's what you're going to get in today's video. All that and more up next. You don't want to miss it. Welcome back to our next adventure with me, Jason. A quick important thing before we dive into the video that is going to help you in a big way, and that is that this comes from a live stream that I did leading up to a sailing I had with NCL. But the information and everything I mention in it is applicable no matter which cruise line you're going to be going with, whether it's NCL, Virgin, Royal Caribbean, or even MSC. It does not matter so long as you're stopping in Piraeus or Athens. I promise you this information is chef's kiss. So without further ado, please enjoy, and I'll see you later on in the video.
Piraeus really is not Athens, right? So they market it as being Athens, etc. Of course, it's its own sort of town, city, out just on the outskirts of Athens. And that's why I wanted to start off by showing you this Google Maps thing here, right? This is the port of Piraeus, okay? We are the likely outcome is that we are going to be somewhere over here. This is Terminal B, Terminal C, and Terminal A, okay? The nearest metro or form of public transport is going to be all the way up here where my mouse is, okay? I'm not sure where NCL is going to be docking for this upcoming trip, but if it's Terminal B, C, or A, it is very far to get to, for example, the metro, if you were planning on using the metro. It's for this very reason that I highly recommend that you download in advance Uber if you already don't have Uber. I'm sure many of us, if not all of us, have it, okay? And another app that is particularly used throughout Greece, and in fact, most of the time it's better than Uber because Uber typically is something that functions only in the major city of Athens, is something called Free Now. So I just want to show you what that looks like. This is the logo for Free Now up here, okay? Another solution that I can recommend out of my own use, I actually use this quite often, especially at airports, but I've used it at Piraeus to get me to my hotel in Greece, in Athens before, is Welcome Pickups. They are at quite a premium. I found their services to be incredible. Their communication is excellent, but you will pay a premium for that. So if you're traveling solo like I am, this will be maybe one of the more painful ports when it comes to getting around, at least to leave the cruise ship, if you're not doing an excursion or something. Because as you can see, to get to, for example, I'm guessing most people will be going to the Acropolis. And if you didn't plan on going to the Acropolis and it's your first time here, you must. I strongly recommend it. That should be your number one priority. Of course, if it interests you. You can see that just right now, it's around a 20-minute drive. So you can imagine that either getting Welcome Pickups or Uber or whatever in advance to come and pick you up, and organizing that will save you a lot of time and obviously more time at the port. Many of you, again, I'm assuming many of you, and I would encourage you to go to the Acropolis if you've never been to Athens before. If that's the case, I'm going to, after this is done, I will put all the links I'm going to show you now. So if you're worried about that, please don't stress. So this is as cheap as I'm aware of the tickets as you'll be able to get to any of these major attractions. And I want to just point something out. A lot of you are going to see on Viator, cruise stuff, everything, they're going to say, skip the line. Okay, don't be tricked into thinking you should be paying a fortune to skip the line. When they say skip the line, they're just saying this is an e-ticket, and so you can purchase in advance, or someone's purchasing it in advance. They get a QR code, or you'll get a QR code to your email. And when you go to the attraction, there will be two lines. One to go purchase a ticket. That's the one you read about people waiting hours for who didn't purchase their ticket in advance, or online rather. And then there's the other one, which is you have purchased the ticket online, you've got the email with the QR code, and that goes quickly. So don't be tricked into thinking skip the line equals something special, like you're going to Disney World or Disneyland or something and you've got a fast pass, or I don't know, some sort of VIP treatment thing. No, that's basic, just you booked it online. So just a nice heads up for you to save some money and everything. Another thing to be aware of, you can pick multiple attractions. So the Acropolis slope, this is the general admission for the Acropolis slope. You can see 20 euros is the price. I think that's around $22. Don't hold me to that, but it should be around that amount. That's going to get you access to this, massive. You can see this is all of Athens, essentially. This is all of Athens, but this is central Athens. This is the Acropolis, right? So if you're getting that ticket, that's the Acropolis, which is the hill, right? And then the Parthenon on top of the hill. All of this you see here is part of that ticket. Everything you see down here, part of that ticket. You're purchasing a ticket for a massive amount of attractions that are just part of this hill. There are others located nearby. I'm going to talk about that in a second. So if that was something you wanted, this is where you're going to go for, okay? if you want to do a few more other things, and I would strongly advise this to be something you consider doing, but you'll need to just make sure you plan your time and your route, okay? You can get another ticket, which is, again, going to include the Acropolis and slopes, as well as all these additional spots, which, if I'm not mistaken, I was recently there as soon as July. I believe it was around 8 to 10 euros a spot, more or less. So you can see that this is just an additional 10 euros to the general admission. And that's going to get you access to Ancient Agora, Hadrian's Library. These are places if you're a nerd about mythology, a nerd about history, and you just want to really soak it all up, these are places I would highly recommend. If you're trying to think, okay, but where are all these places? Great. Here is the ticket office. By the way, this is where you're going to want to enter from. There are several spots that if you do have a ticket, to my recollection, you can enter the Acropolis area. You're going to want to enter here, the Acropolis ticket office, which would be by the western side, okay? Easy way to remember that. This is where the massive Odeon of Herodotus and Atticus, etc. It's Herodotus, Atticus, Herodotus of Greece, Athens. And that's where you want to enter, okay? Reason why is actually the walk up into the hill and to see it's a really grand reveal, very beautiful. And also when you leave, if you're planning on going to these other spots, you'd want to come back this way, because as you can see, it's about a 9-minute walk. And everywhere you see these purple things, this is everything we just spoke about, including the ticket. Hadrian's Library, unbelievable. Roman Agora. So if you want to be very good with your time usage and planning your route, this is an incredible way to go. It's also going to walk you down a very lovely section of this part of Athens, which is Monosaraki. Okay. So again, strongly recommended there. We zoom in more, you can actually see there's tons of these places. Every bit of purple or one of these incredible spots. That I don't believe is included, but everything else is pretty much. There's also this incredibly big section here, which has some impressive stuff. The Temple of Hephaestus is the only one I've actually ever come across, and it's really, really awesome. It's got a good view. Also, if you want a photo of actually you standing on the Acropolis hill, so I'll try to find something later if we've got time. Okay, those of you who are either not interested in the Acropolis, or you've been before, but you maybe never went around Monosaraki Square, that is where you'll find the markets. That's where you're going to find a lot. It's a very touristy spot, so just be prepared to see a lot of things everywhere that look familiar and have crazy prices made in China. But there's some fun stuff. Lots of places to eat across the board of price ranges. A general thing is that Greek food is home food. It's comfort food. It's simple food. So don't be misled into thinking you have to pay a fortune to have something great. You can pay very little and have unbelievable stuff. Street food is usually, honestly. Montserrati Square is also where one of the main metro stations is, which is the Montserrati Square station. So let's say you came all the way here. Another thing you can then do, if it's of interest to you, you'd catch the metro, and there's an app for it. Its English is very manageable, etc. Literally just a short ride away to Syntagma. That is the central metro station in all of Athens. Okay, it's actually very beautiful inside. It's like kind of like a Grand Central of Athens, but think more Hellenic and kind of like a mini museum. It's very stunning to go see if you've got the time. That's going to take you right by the Hellenic Parliament, which is where, if you've ever watched some of those videos, there's a changing of the guard routine that's done. They wear these long shoes with these furry things at the end, like traditional uniforms. And then if you wanted to, you can walk past the National Gardens. This is not some main attraction. It's just the National Gardens because the Parliament's right there. However, if you carry on going east, okay, you will find that you will then get to this road here. I believe this house is the president's home. Yes, this is the presidential palace. So it's a nice way if you're trying to kind of see a lot, but of course the focus is the Acropolis and everything. You can come across here, go check out maybe the presidential palace. I think you can't visit to my knowledge, but you can walk past it. It's not like the White House, okay, so don't be up there. And then just down this main road, so it's very simple to also follow. You just get to the end here, come down this single road, and right here, this is the original Olympic Stadium, not to be confused to the original Olympic spot in Olympia. Just something to be aware of here. You can only buy the ticket for this. I think it's around 10 euros at the site. So there's no online option for this. And it just gives you entrance into the actual stadium area.
That concludes everything that came from that live stream relating to Piraeus or Athens. And I hope this video helped you see the value in joining and participating in future live streams, which of course is made easier if you are a subscriber and you have hit the bell icon so that you're notified. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Cheers. Bye.